First pitch is in there for a strike. We welcome those of you who are just rejoining us. We apologize for a couple connection issues we had here from Charlottesville. We believe we are now up and running, if it did go down at all. Not quite sure, but from what I saw, it could have. So if it went down, we apologize, and we're good to have you back here from Charlottesville. 6-2 score here in the third inning. Charlottesville leads by 4 runs. After a 4-run second inning, Adam Riggleman, the Harrisonburg pitcher, rattled a little bit. And now Angelo Cabral out on the mound for Charlottesville after Mason Delane. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs for Charlottesville in his 2 innings in his debut. Next pitch from Cabral. Check swing goes around, says home plate umpire Matthew Pierman, and it's now 0-2 on the cleanup hitter for the Turks.
Hardigan knew it right away. He knew he shouldn't have swung at that pitch outside the zone. Just couldn't help himself.
Could have gone either way, but with only 2 umpires on the day, can't really appeal down to second base. He can't see it as well as Matthew Pierman can, but that one swung through. First strikeout of the day for Cabral. Now 2 outs, which has to be a good sight for him with runners at first and second.
Yeah, in the second inning, we saw Delane get his first strikeout and calm down. Hopefully Cabral can do the same. But now Sweeney will be up, the Rutgers product for Harrisonburg.
39th strikeout on the game on the year for Hardigan. As you mentioned, Jordan Sweeney comes up, reached on a single his first at-bat. Drove in Logan McNeely. First pitch misses low for a ball.
Nice block there by Langford. He wasn't sure where the ball was, but he kept it in front of him. If he hadn't, it'd be runners on second and third for the Turks.
Wyatt Langford didn't catch a whole lot for Florida on the year, but now making his 12th start as a catcher this year for the Tom Sox. Really been a point where Tom Sox have a couple injuries as this one is hit out to right field. Going to bounce in, and the right fielder Amos is going to throw it in, but not before. 1 run scores. Now caught in a rundown is Logan McNeely. He is going to be tagged out by the pitcher, Angelo Cabral, who goes over. So 1 run will score. That runner, Peyton Crispin, will go as an RBI single, I believe, for Jordan Sweeney. But then McNeely thrown out on a rundown. So Turks get 1 back here in the third. Still trail by 3 runs. Tom Sox baseball is live. New pitcher in the game for Harrisonburg is Brett Whiteman. Pitching that last matchup against Charlottesville on the season, Whiteman is 12 2/3 innings on the year, 2.84 ERA. Struck out 13, walked 9 on the year, and he's in relief of Adam Riggleman, who struggled in his couple of innings for the Turks. Allowed 6 runs, although none of them are earned. 3 walks, 1 strikeout for Riggleman. Just couldn't find the zone all night, and now he's relieved here in the third.
Yeah, you can see some frustration from Riggleman at the end of the second. No surprise that they pulled him. Now, when he left the game, the Turks were down by 4, but now down by 3. here in the third.
Mentioned Whiteman pitched in that last game these two teams played. Did not record any innings pitched. He was the batter that hit Eddie Eisert to get the walk-off hit by pitch for Charlottesville in the 8th. 2 hits, 3 earned, 2 walks, no Ks in that game, or in that outing for Whiteman. And as I mentioned, allowed the 3 runs to score that ultimately decided the game for Charlottesville. Braylon Skinner now due up for the Tom Sox. Same as the second inning as the Tom Sox batted through the lineup in their half of the frame. Scored 4 runs as Skinner takes the first pitch in on the corner, strike 1. Next pitch from Skinner, lined over to the third baseman, throws over to first. 1 out.
Nice play by Walter, the third baseman. Bounced back from a mishap he had last inning on a liner from Pierce Bennett.
Score that one 5-3 in your scorebook, and Cole Foster now comes up to bat for Charlottesville. This single on the first base got out on a fielder's choice. Looked like a double play, but wasn't able to get Zach Lemus out in time. First pitch goes low to Foster, 0-1. Next pitch goes out to left field, but right at the left fielder, Peyton Crispin, and there's now 2 away for Charlottesville in the third. Good work early from Whiteman.
Batting for your Tom Sox, the second baseman, number 15, Zach Lemus.
So Zach Lemus now up to bat for Charlottesville. Got into a fielder's choice his first time up, then stole second base. Made it around to score on the ground out from Logan Amos. First pitch grounded over to third base once again. Throws over to first, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Brett Whiteman in the third. Tom Sox still lead by 3 as we head to the fourth. This is Tom Sox Baseball. Angelo Cabral back out for his second inning of work as the Tom Sox lead the Turks 6-3 entering the fourth inning. Bryce Sefferwich will be the first batter of this fourth inning. Cabral will have 1 run to score in the third inning off of a single from Jordan Sweeney, although the third out also in that inning as Logan McNeely got thrown out in a rundown. Did allow 2 hits, his first earned run of the season in that third inning, and now looks to take control here in the fourth. His first pitch to the righty Safrowicz goes low for ball 1. Safrowicz grounded out to second base his first time up. and looks to get on base off of the Tom Sox right-hander, Angelo Cabral, who fires the second pitch, grounded over to second base, and another 4-3 put out for Bryce Saprowich, his second of the game.
Batting for the Turks, the catcher, number
Nice play there by Lemus on a bouncing ball. Way to get the first out there for the Sox, and the fourth.
They'll bring up Justin Walks once again, the catcher. Walks made an error which allowed Victor Castillo to score in the first inning. And he takes the first pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one. Walks 0 for 5 on the season. Struck out in the second inning. The first of 2 for Tom Sox starter Mason Delane, who lasted 2 innings. Next pitch swung on and missed. Now 0-2, 2 swinging strikes.
Nice off-speed pitch there from Cabral. Different from what we've been seeing. He's been trying to pound the zone with speed so far tonight.
Next pitch from Cabral goes outside. The count now 1-2. Another fastball that just couldn't get in the zone. Never really got him fishing. That pitch chopped over to second base. Pitcher Cabral can't handle it. Lemus a shovel to first base, but will reach as Walks. They'll call that a hit. A tough hop for Angelo Cabral or Zach Lemus to handle. Sort of landed right in between the two in the infield grass, and Spikes wasn't around to cover, wasn't really watching for the shovel throw, but throw likely would not have made it in time anyways.
Yeah, you can see Cabral reaching out there trying to make the play. Didn't dive out there with the extra effort. But there's already one out in the inning, David, so I think he'll be all right. Just needs to calm down a little, hit the corner to the strike zone.
So an infield sinker for Walks, his first hit on the year for the Turks. Now 1 for 6 on the year as Angelo Cabral once again in a little trouble with 1 out. Now with facing the right-hander, Frederick Walter, who struck out in the first. Takes the first pitch right in the zone for strike 1. Matthew Pierman been pretty consistent with those calls out in the plate. He's calling that, not really calling that upstairs corner, but calling the downstairs corner on the outside. Next pitch from Cabral is a fastball that misses. Count goes 1-1. Cabral in a little trouble. Runner on first base. Allowed his first earned run of the year in the last frame. Now facing a 1-1 count with 1 out and a runner on first base. Pitch just hits that corner Pierman's been calling all night. Count now 1-2 on Frederick Walter.
Nice pitch there from Cabral. Just inside. Made the hitter think about it, but held back.
Walter, the only infielder so far of the 3 primary infielders to not make an error for Harrisonburg as he goes down swinging. Beautiful breaking ball there from Cabral.
Yeah, Walter went chasing after that one in the dirt. Cabral just got him for a strikeout there.
So now 2 down in the inning. Second strikeout on the day for Cabral. Both have been swinging, and the 9-hitter Robert Curbelo comes up. 1 for 11 on the season, grounded out in the second. Turks could try and steal second base here, but they have not been the most trigger-happy team in terms of stealing as the first pitch goes foul over on the right side. Only 29 stolen bases on the season. That's 11th and last in the Valley League. Compare that to the Tom Sox, who have 102 stolen bases now on the year. That ranks 3rd in the league. Two very different approaches on the base paths. Next pitch is fouled off right behind home plate. They were sending the runner there, as I had the intention of saying before. Sort of a check swing there. Sends the ball foul, so count now 0-2.
Yeah, David, you mentioned Harrisonburg hasn't been the biggest stealing team in the VBL. Langford looked a bit surprised there that they were sending the runner. But now with 2 strikes and 2 outs, he'll be off.
Harrisonburg 29 stolen bases on the year. The next closest team is Percival with 46. That pitch right into the zone. I don't know why he didn't swing at that. That is a looking strikeout. The first of the day for Cabral, and he gets out of trouble here in the 4th inning. Tom Sox still lead by 3. This is Tom Sox Baseball on the Valley League Network. Welcome back to Crutchfield Park, bottom of the 4th inning. Tom Sox facing Brett Whiteman for his 2nd inning of work. Made it through a 1-2-3 3rd inning. A reminder that Tom Sox Baseball is brought to you by Crutchfield, official sponsor of Crutchfield Park. Video, audio, and more since 1974. Visit their store on 29 North. They've got a store in Harrisonburg for all you Turks fans that are watching. And all around the country on their website, Crutchfield.com. Big shout out to Crutchfield, official sponsor of Crutchfield Park, as well as the Crutchfield press box that we're sitting in here at Crutchfield Park. Victor Castillo now to the plate. Here in the 4th inning, now his 3rd at bat. Reached both times, one on a single, one on a walk. And the first pitch from Whiteman goes high and outside for ball 1. Castillo entered the day, 444 in his Tom Sox career, 317 on the year. First pitch just touches the corner he's been calling all night. Count goes 1-1. Castillo has had a good eye his entire season.
Coming from Covington, David, I'm sure he's faced numerous pitchers from other teams in the South Division, so he's been able to face these guys, know what to expect, and he's not just a fresh face for the Sox.
That ball hit out to shortstop, past the shortstop, Safrowicz, who didn't really even give it a look. Thought he could have possibly made a play there, but he just let that one go out to left center field. So Castillo reaches for the 3rd time tonight. Now 2 for 2 with a walk. Now 6 for 11 in his brief Tom Sox career is Castillo. Mentioned he entered the day 327 on the day. That's sure to be boosted after today. And now Logan Amos, who grounded out, got an RBI his last time up. First pitch misses for a ball.
Those pitches just high of the zone. Haven't been getting called at all tonight, like you've been talking about, David.
It's been consistent, which is all you can ask for. We're a little off center, can't exactly see the zone, but looks pretty accurate as throw over to first base. Tries to get Castillo, who took a pretty decent lead off of first. Amos struck out in the first, grounded out in the second. Now his 3rd at bat of the game. In the 4th, that one is just foul on the left side. Just a couple of feet to the left of the line. That could have been a double or even more for Logan Amos, but he'll come back now with a 1-1 count.
Third baseman Walter was staring that one. Thought it was going to be fair, but just kept drifting, like you mentioned.
Amos has worked a couple of good at-bats so far on the day. Worked an 8-pitch at-bat his first time up. Another throw over to first to check on the runner Castillo. He dives back in safely. Tom Sox lead this one 6-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning. David Argo along with Brennan Farrell here with you. Brett Whiteman on the mound for Harrisonburg as that ball is grounded over to first base. Going to be an easy play for Logan McNeely. And Logan Amos is retired for the third time tonight, but productive out. Gets Victor Castillo over to second base with just one out.
That aggressive base running from the Sox coming up big there. If Castillo hadn't been stealing, he easily could have been thrown out for a potential double play.
It's an unassisted play by the first baseman McNeely. Brings up Pierce Bennett, who reached on a single his last time up. Long one out to left field.
Yeah, just a line drive past his third baseman there.
Flew out his first time up. Now he faces Brett Whiteman for the first time. That pitch just misses up high for ball. Whiteman's been good so far for Harrisonburg. Had a 1-2-3 third inning. Now here in the fourth has gotten one runner on who has advanced to second in Victor Castillo and a ground out. So 1-0 with one away. Next pitch is grounded over to third baseman Walter. Throws over to first base, high throw, but they're in time, and Castillo will now advance to third base. So another productive out for the Tom Sox, but nevertheless now two away for the cleanup hitter, Adam Cesiri. Cesiri has reached both of his times up, walked and scored his first time up, then singled to right and was stranded on third his second time. Cesiri mentioned he hit that long home run yesterday. Been scorching hot on the air for Charlottesville. Entered the game 396 as the first pitch is out for a ball. Two away for the Tom Sox here in the fourth inning. Facing Brett Whiteman as the next pitch goes low for ball two. Now 2-0 on Adam Cesiri. Scored an unearned run in the first inning. One of the top hitters in the Valley League since he entered in. He was a power guy for Wake Forest who struggled on all facets in the ACC this year. Missed the ACC tournament, one of the two ACC teams along with Boston College to miss that tournament. Two teams that were ranked in the preseason polls as that ball, another one outside. Goes 3-0. Two teams that were ranked in the top 25 of the D1 baseball poll going into the year in Wake Forest and Boston College, both of which missed the ACC tournament and, of course, the NCAA tournament with that. Duke, who was one of the few unranked ACC teams, won that ACC tournament. Of course, here in Charlottesville, Virginia, as Cesiri walks the second time today. So Brett Whiteman now in a little bit of trouble with runners on the corners, 2 outs. First walk of the day for Whiteman puts, as I mentioned, runners on the corners. Now Wyatt Lankford up. Enter the game 7th in the Valley League with a .353 batting average. 20 runs scored, 19 RBIs.
He had a nice double in his last at-bat. The Sox could use that here to tack on to their 3-run lead.
That ball right down the left field line and was able to help the Tom Sox some more productivity there in their 4-run second inning. An easy stolen base there for Cesiri. The runner on third. Catcher walks, isn't even going to throw over, so Tom Sox now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Cesiri almost jogged his way down there. He stared at the catcher. because he knew Walks wasn't going to release it, risking Castillo scoring from third.
Third stolen base on the day already for Charlottesville. Had a tough stretch a little while ago where they only stole 1 base in 5 games. Stole 4 against the Turks. They're meeting on Friday, now have 3 in this game today.
You've mentioned it, 3 stolen bases tonight, but in every situation, it's been runners on the corners.
That pitch fouled off the catcher's mask by Langford. Count goes 0-2, and Matthew Pierman will go out to talk with Brett Whiteman and give the catcher, Justin Walks, a little time to breathe. Just a little banged up, doesn't look too bad, and the game will continue on as a couple new baseballs get run out to the home plate umpire while we're at it. Brush off the plate, give him a little more time.
Big gas from the crowd as that one knocked Walks in the head there. You could hear it from up here, David.
His mask just fell off a little bit. Wasn't too bad. Runners on second and third for the Tom Sox is number 5 hitter Wyatt Langford, Valley League All-Star. 19 RBI on the season. Another pitch fouled off, this time on the right side. Count stays 0-2.
Good way to fight that pitch off. It looked like Whiteman's pitch was breaking and was going to hit the strike zone. Langford got there just in time.
Horses are alive in the Tom Sox right field forest tonight. Whiteman's got the signs. Sets and deals. Looking strikeout for Wyatt Langford. Just can't get past that one. Just on the low side of the zone. And Tom Sox threatened 2 gutters on, but can't produce.
Tom Sox 6, Harrisonburg 3.
Back at Crutchfield Park, a couple defensive changes for the Tom Sox, as we see often here at Crutchfield Park. Will Safford now in at second base, relieving Zach Lemus. Cam Guidry comes in at shortstop, relieving Cole Foster, and Jack Curley comes in for Victor Castillo in left field. Turks will start their half of the inning with the top of the order once again. Clay Lockett set to bat, flied out to center field each of his first 2 at-bats as Corey Kohler just confirms those defensive changes with Matt Pierman, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that comes as no surprise, David. Like we talked about earlier, Sox have already clinched the number 1 seed. Coach Kohler's trying to get guys experience, but also trying to get them rested and healthy for the playoff run coming up.
Guys like Foster and Castillo. Castillo hasn't been around for a while, but he's played almost every game with Covington, so of course he has plenty of experience in the Valley League. Foster, as I mentioned, played all but 1 game this year for the Tom Sox And Zach Lemus also getting some relief as Will Safford has been splitting a lot of time with him this season at second base. Scoreboard goes out here at Crutchfield Park as it looks like something might have flashed, but the first pitch is fouled off. And Cam Guidry will take that one for the first out.
The first batter gets out in the first pitch every time, David. I don't think we'll need a scoreboard.
It's a fly out to shortstop that time, so 3 flyouts in the inning as the scoreboard just magically comes back on. It's a weird sequence there. It's now Peyton Crispin comes up for his third time up, hit a double in the last inning, came around and scored. That first pitch is in there for a ball. Angelo Cabral out for his third inning of work. Allowed a run in the third inning, but limited the damage in the fourth. Next pitch fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Mentioned Crispin struggled on the season, 205 coming into the game, but that double was a welcome hit for the Turks left fielder. Next pitch swung on and missed. 1-2. His third double of the season for Crispin. So he now faces a 1-2 count against Angelo Cabral. Came to the Tom Sox from North Central Texas College. That pitch hit over to the first baseman Spikes. He steps on first base, and that's 1 away. Or 2 away now. The scoreboard takes a second to get up to date.
Nice play there by Spikes. Hasn't had much action over at first today. It's been a lot of strikeouts and flyouts for Harrisonburg.
That'll bring up Logan McNeely wearing the number 18 today for Harrisonburg. Normally worn by Michael Rosario, who has been the Turks' best batter this year, as Cabral fires. First pitch goes high over his head, but grabbed by the catcher Wyatt Langford, 1-0. Rosario, the best batter for the Turks by far this year, especially against the Tom Sox, but currently out with an injury. So McNeely will wear his jersey for the day. His normal number 31 isn't with him. This ball hit deep out into center field, but an acrobatic catch by Braylon Skinner pulls that one and knocked down the 365 sign out in center field. What a catch from Skinner. The Tom Sox advance without any damage here in the fourth inning. Welcome back here to Crutchfield Park, bottom of the fifth inning. 1-2-3 frame from Angelo Cabral with a little help from his center fielder, Braylon Skinner, with an acrobatic leaping catch out in center field. Mississippi State fans have seen that plenty, but the first time Tom Sox fans have really seen the defensive prowess of Braylon Skinner.
Yeah, he left his mark out there in center field. David knocking down the 365 sign here at the crutch.
His coaches at Mississippi State think he's one of the best defensive outfielders they've had. It comes as no surprise. We've seen the acrobatics all season from him, both at Mississippi State and now at Charlottesville. Garrett spikes up to the bat, takes the first pitch, flies it out into center field. Bermuda triangle here, but the center fielder Hardigan will come under it for the first out of the inning. First pitch swinging. We haven't seen that much from the Tom Sox this year.
No, but that's the second time this game for Spikes getting out on his first swing in the at-bat.
Lined out to shortstop at his first time, and we often see the guy who makes a good play come up to bat the next inning, and as is the case for Braylon Skinner, who has reached on an error and grounded out so far today. Skinner takes the first pitch high and outside for ball one. 3:08 early in his season. Next pitch from Whiteman fouled away. Whiteman has been good so far. Has not allowed a run in his 2 innings. 1, 2, 3, third. Tom Sox had a couple of runners threatened in the 4th, but big strikeout was able to secure the end of that inning.
Yeah, he's been big for Harrisonburg, David. Keeping the 6 runs for the Sox at bay. You know, if that had gotten away from them, this game could have been over quickly.
Skinner takes the second one in the zone for a strike. Count goes 1-2. Starting to get darker out here at Charlottesville. Crutchfield Park. Beautiful night for baseball. Right around the 80s. Not too hot, not too cool. Great night to see some Valley League action. Tom Sox and Turks from Charlottesville. Skinner takes that one inside at the knees. Count goes 2-2. After a little action early, we haven't seen that much as pitchers have settled in here. Brendan.
Well, it's not even the starters. It's been the relievers who have done most of the damage tonight,
Yeah.
David.
Pick it up right where I messed off there.
No.
The bullpens have been strong for both teams in Cabral and Whiteman as that pitch fouled off on the screen.
Well, I will say, to add to your point, Harrisonburg usually keeps their starter in for a long time. To see him subbed out after just 2 innings pitched is rare. For the Tom Sox, though, like you mentioned earlier, any debut by a Sox pitcher, they're not going more than 2 innings.
Next pitch from Whiteman into Skinner. Takes that one low, and he is on base for the second time tonight.
You know, that's a close call there when the catcher thinks it's strike 3, but Skinner knew it was ball 4 and started heading down to take his base.
Definitely a borderline pitch, but that one just a little low in the zone under Skinner's knees, and second walk of the day for Whiteman. Now has to deal with a 1-out base runner.
Not just a base runner, the Sox most dangerous base runner. Maybe one of the most dangerous base runners in all of college baseball.
I wouldn't doubt it. That brings up Cam Guidry, his first at-bat of the day. Came in as a defensive replacement for Cole Foster in the 5th, as quick throw over to check on Skinner already. Brendan, you mentioned his stolen base prowess on the year. Is that one hit out to shortstop? Goes 6-4 and 3 is a great double play there by Harrisonburg. Close play at first base. He's called out, and getting out of it cleanly is Brett Whiteman for his 3rd inning of the day. We head to the top of the 6th as Tom Sox lead it by 3.
All right, Tom Sox.
Welcome back to Crutchfield Park here in Charlottesville. Reminder that Tom Sox Baseball is brought to you by Carter Bank and Trust. They sponsor free admission here at Crutchfield Park all season long. One more home game after today before the playoffs start, and you can get there free courtesy of Carter Bank and Trust. It is Women in Sports Night here at Crutchfield Park on Friday, facing the Waynesboro Generals for the second of two straight meetings. Tom Sox and Generals will face off tomorrow night in Waynesboro for the Tom Sox's final road game of the regular season. New pitcher in the ball game for the Tom Sox is Andrew Ward out of VCU. Ward pitched in 6 games so far for the Tom Sox, 1-0 record with a 3.86 ERA and 11.2 innings. Allowed 5 earned runs, 5 walks, 25 Ks. We've seen him really rack up those strikeouts a lot of times this season. Seem to remember a very clutch game a little while back for him where he struck out almost 8 batters in 3 innings.
Oh, yeah, he's got the firepower, but he's got a big frame to go along with it, 6'3", 260.
Ward's first pitch is swung on and hit into center field. And the Turks' leadoff batter, Connor Hardigan, will get on base via leadoff single liner to center.
Those final numbers for you for Angelo Cabral. 3 innings pitched, 36 pitches, 24 of them strikes, with 3 strikeouts, 2 of them swinging.
That earned run his first on the season, but only 1 earned run for a 3-run ball game. Not going to complain about that too much if you are Angelo Cabral. And another good game for him as Ward takes the mound. First pitch up and away for a ball. Ward on the season for VCU struggled a little bit. 6.43 ERA in 13 appearances, 21 innings. Walked 12, struck out 30. 235 opponent batting average as that ball hits in the bottom side of the zone for strike 1. Ward sets. First lefty on the day for Charlottesville out of the pen, and swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Jordan Sweeney. Second batter up in the inning for them, although it looks like it could be a pinch hitter. Or no, I just had his number down wrong. Oops. That one fouled away. Trying to bring the most up-to-date information in for you, but Jordan Sweeney's wearing 32, not 31 like he was listed on in the lineup card. But he fouls that pitch away. Now 1-2 on the Turks' second batter of the day. Connor Hardigan reached first base on a single off of Andrew Ward. First pitch of the game for him. Ward fires. That ball hit out of the low part of the zone. Settles into left field for a single. Now Turks have 2 on with nobody out here in the 6th.
Sweeney's 3rd single tonight. 3 for 3.
Won't complain about that if you're Sweeney, who entered the day 246, 390 slugging percentage, and will certainly boost that after his day today. That'll bring up Bryce Safrowicz, who has grounded out 4-3 each of his first 2 at-bats. Already taking a big lead is Jordan Sweeney off of first, as is Connor Hardigan off of second. First pitch misses for a ball. Ward missing with that breaking ball early.
Yeah, and I hate to bring it up again, David, but as we've seen with the last 2 Charlottesville pitchers, once they get that first strikeout, they calm down and get into a rhythm. Let's look for Ward here to try and hit the zone, hit the outside corner, get this first out so that the double play ball is in play and we can get out of the inning.
Mason Delane and Angelo Cabral each allowed 2 hits in their first inning. Ward has done the same this time as that ball is hit out to right field. Amos is tracking it. He can't get up with it. Throws that ball in, and 1 run will score as Connor Hardigan close play at the plate, but he'll make it in as Wyatt Langford just can't get the ball in time.
Yeah, you mentioned he didn't get the ball in time at home. It looked like Spikes almost hesitated there. Didn't expect the runner to be running home from third base.
Logan Amos made a good effort for the play, just couldn't quite get to it from his spot right in right field. And Corey Kohler tells his bullpen to start warming up after Ward has struggled already 3 hits in the inning. For Bryce Safrowicz, his 12th RBI on the season, and have a quick conference with Turks coach Bob Weiss and catcher Justin Walks, who got his first hit of the season his last time up. Turks threatening. Already have one home in the inning. It's a 6-4 ball game. Runners on first and second.
More importantly, that winning run is now at home base, or at home plate, excuse me.
Turks can flip the momentum of this game around if they keep getting hits off of the Tom Sox lefty Andrew Ward. That one squares to bunt. Called a strike, and Langford looks to throw over to first base but doesn't. Garrett Spikes playing way in bunt defense on Justin Walks. Turks catcher, who, a little interesting to see the catcher trying to bunt. Don't expect too much speed from him, as another walk there will get him jumping right at his feet. That one a ball. Count goes 1-1. Spikes playing right in on the infield grass.
Yeah, Spikes is reading it well. Walks went and met with the third base coach for the Turks, and as you'd imagine, they want to advance the runners so that they can score here again in the 6th.
Squares the bunt once again. That one he can't pull back, and count goes 1-2. Walks just missing the ball in those bunts. That one went under his bat. Now the 1-2 pitch from the lefty Ward to the righty Walks. Does not score the bunt, but swings and misses. First out of the inning and first strikeout of the day for Andrew Ward. Good for him to bounce back after those 3 straight hits to lead off the inning.
Yeah, it was a good off-speed pitch there to knock Walks off balance after he'd been bunting for the last couple attempts.
That'll bring up Robert Curbelo, or Frederick Walter, excuse me, the 8-hitter for Harrisonburg, as Tom Sox pitching coach John Maley will bring the entire infield, or most of the infield, in with him to talk with Andrew Ward on the mound. First mound visit of the day for Charlottesville. Of course, there is a limit here in the Valley League, like there is in many of the NCAA conferences as well as the MLB. Six mound visits per game. So we'll see Matt Pierman signal one to the Tom Sox dugout just in a second. They say 2 on the day because the catcher came out and visited early. They'll be borderline to whether to call those mound visits sometimes.
Yeah, but the Sox have rarely gotten close to that 6 number this year because of their dominance. Haven't had to have too much. We've even had outfield players pitching with how things have been going.
A lot of success for the Tom Sox, as we mentioned. A .264 batting average, among the top teams in the Valley League. Big run differential the last few games for the Tom Sox. Plus 56 over the last 10 games, I believe. That ball in there for a strike. Andrew Ward seems to have found the strike zone a little more. We've seen a lot from these Turks hitting a lot better than they usually do. Obviously hit .231 on the year as check swing from Walter goes around. Count goes 0-2. Turks hitting .231 on the year, but already today have 8 hits on the day, including 3 this inning. So Tom Sox pitching has struggled a little bit as of late. And they're not allowing just 1 run a game. They are allowing a couple more runs than they did previously as that ball goes outside for a 1-2 pitch. But they've been able to lock it down when they need to. And most importantly, their offense has been able to score more runs than the other team, which, of course, is a major key to winning ball games. Another pitch skips past Amos, but runners can't go anywhere. Count now 2-2. Good crowd here at Crutchfield Park tonight. I'd say around 600-700 people. Mentioned it's a beautiful night here at Crutchfield Park. Fans all around behind the plate. Out in center field having Virginia Institute of Autism here, as well as various high school athletic directors visiting the Tom Sox tonight. As that pitch goes high, count goes full, 3-2. Out there in left field, we always have the contingent. Of course, our contingent you can probably hear right behind home plate making some noise. Andrew Ward, a local pitcher out of Fluvanna County High School. That pitch is hit right to the first baseman. Spiked, and he tags the runner out. for a double play. Nice clutch play there from Spikes to only get one right out of the inning. So Turks threaten, but can only get one home in the inning. Andrew Ward escapes. Tom Sox lead by 2. We head to the bottom of the frame. Back here at Crutchfield Park, Brett Whiteman out for his 4th inning of work. He's had scoreless first 3 innings. Been really great for the Turks out of the bullpen after they struggled the first 2 innings with Adam Riggleman. Helped out by his defense with a 6-4-3 double play the last half inning. And he will face the 9-1-2 hitters for Charlottesville here in the 6th inning, that being Will Safford, Jack Hurley, and Logan Amos. Safford and Hurley both came in as defensive replacements in the top of the 5th. Safford walks up to Hips Don't Lie by Shakira, and he bats. He's been on a little bit of a hot streak the last few games, but going 3 for 10. Had only 1 hit entering that stretch. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball.
Like you said, David, Hips Don't Lie from Shakira. Gets him nice and relaxed as he enters the box.
That pitch swung on and missed. Count goes 1-1. Safford struggled in the season, batting 111, 4 hits and 36 at-bats, but he's walked 14 times. That's the second most, or the third most on the team among players who have played that little of games. That pitches, misses again, 2-1.
Safford had a deep fly out last night all the way to the warning track. Looked like he was going to get his first home run of the year. Almost very similar to Cole Foster, but just couldn't quite get over the wall.
Also has 5 stolen bases on the year, does Safford. That pitch just hits the inside corner of the zone. Count goes 2-2.
Graduate of University High School in Baton Rouge. So he knows the town well, the Louisiana State prospect.
LSU born and bred. That ball bounced out to second base. Lockett will throw over to McNeely, and that is the first out of the inning. So now Jack Hurley will come in for his first at-bat of the game. Replace Victor Castillo, who went 2 for 2 with a walk. Scored 2 runs as well. Castillo's really been hot, and Hurley now looking up to pick up his performance on the season. Batting .237 on the year out of Virginia Tech, where he was a second-team freshman All-American by Collegiate Baseball Nation. Takes the first pitch from Whiteman, down low for a ball. Mentioned Brett Whiteman's really had control of all of his pitches. Those balls look like breaking balls that have been built to make hitters miss, and that fastball just misses on the corner 2-0. So sometimes he's gotten into these counts with a couple balls, but he's gotten out of them. Only 2 walks in 3 innings, which is always a good sight to see if you're a hitter or if you're a pitcher.
Yeah, you mentioned that David Whiteman's performance. He's already been in for 3 1/3, but he's only had just over 40 pitches, 20 of them strikes. So impressive performance able to keep Harrisonburg in this matchup.
Been able to get out of jams when he needs to. Had 1, 2, 3 third inning. Had stranded 2 runners in the 4th, and then mentioned in the 5th had a 6-4-3 double play to get out of that one after a walk to Braylon Skinner. Now facing Jack Hurley, his first at-bat of the game after Will Safford, his first at-bat, grounded out to second base. Whiteman sets. Now the pitch to Hurley, fouled off behind the screen. Count goes 2-1 now on the Tom Sox. Tom Sox lefty left fielder.
That ball a bit high in the zone there from Whiteman. Hurley went chasing with a nice aggressive swing. You like to see that from a pinch hitter, trying to get into the groove of the game.
Next pitch right in the zone. Count goes 2-2. Just so you can see a couple more lefties coming into the game for the Tom Sox. Safford and Hurley both lefties, replacing the righties Castillo and Lemus. So decent amount of left-handed bats now in this lineup for Charlottesville as the pitch from Whiteman hits Hurley, and he will so Hurley Matt Pierman is going to pull in his field umpire to discuss. Sounded like Hurley looked like he got hit, and he's talking with the home plate umpire, saying he doesn't care if he gets hit or not.
I thought
he keep battling up on the plate.
I thought he said he got hit, but he didn't care if he got the base or not. He wants to keep the at-bat going.
Hurley, known by his teammates for one who likes to keep battling up at the plate, made some acrobatic plays to sort of get out of the zone and avoid getting hit by pitches. And he will step back up here with a 3-2 count.
Yeah, Hurley got lined right in the hamstring last time against the Turks last week. Probably doesn't want to have that again with all those acrobatics trying to avoid the ball.
And that one will go low, so Hurley got the base anyway on a walk. Third of the day for Whiteman. Mentioned those lefties on the Tom Sox lineup. Didn't enter the day with too many, but now six of the 9 batters for the Tom Sox are lefties, including the subs Hurley and Safford, as I mentioned. Logan Amos, Adam Cesari, Garrett Spikes, Braylon Skinner, all lefties as well. So Tom Sox sort of started out the season with a surplus of righty bats that have now sort of moved to be more balanced as Amos now steps in, takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Amos 0 for 3 on the night so far. Doesn't resemble his season as a whole. 324 coming in. Look for him to try to get on base, try to get some momentum going again.
Does have an RBI on a grounded in the second inning. Up in his count to 16 on the year. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second base. Is not in time. The field umpire paused there for a little bit before making the call, but ultimately it was a good throw from the catcher Walks, but just didn't have the time to catch Jack Hurley, and 4 stolen base of the night now for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, a bit of a mishandle there for Safford, which just couldn't get it as Hurley slid in.
Throw might have been a little off, but nothing too bad, as now a runner in scoring position for Logan Amos, who's been lethal at the plate in these last few games, as he takes that pitch low for 1-2 count now.
Yeah, you can't be surprised at the aggressive base running from the Sox. The chemistry between the catcher and the shortstop just isn't always there in summer baseball. These guys don't spend 10 months out of the year together like they do at their universities.
We mentioned Justin Walks. Early in the season, only his second game with the Turks this year, so hasn't had much time, as that one is fouled away for Amos. Hasn't had much time to really gel with his shortstop, Bryce Safrowicz, who has been here a lot of the year for Harrisonburg. Safrowicz played 33 games on the year to just the second for Justin Walks. Now 1-2 count on Logan Amos. Takes a changeup just outside. Count will go 2-2. Ball looked like it could have broken just a couple of inches over and would have been a strike.
Yeah, it was a nice pitch there by Whiteman. Amos knew it was close. He looked at the umpire right away. No call given.
Righty Pierce Bennett sitting on deck, and then the pinch hitter would be next, Eddie Isert out of NC State. Right now it's Logan Amos with a 2-2 count. Runner on second base is Jack Hurley facing Brett Whiteman. Fouled off once again. Amos has really put together some quality at-bats today.
He has. He looks like he chased after that pitch a little. Could have been a bit outside. That's the second one he's fouled out over left field. But Amos, like you said, David, sticking into that at-bat, trying to get his first hit of the night.
Mentioned he had an 8-pitch at-bat his first time up. 4-pitch at-bat his last time when he grounded out. Another ball hit out to left field. That ball will just say foul. Reminiscent of one he hit earlier in the game. Just foul off the left side.
I'd say he's getting close to double-digit foul balls tonight, David.
Might be that way as Logan Amos stays in the box, 2-2 with one out. Tom Sox hanging on to a 2-run lead. Harrisonburg's cut in the third and the sixth innings with no response yet from Charlottesville. Tom Sox scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second to give them their 6 runs.
In typical Sox fashion, all the runs in a couple innings.
Amos takes the next pitch, hit off the end of the bat. Another throw over first base from the shortstop Safrowicz, and another out for Logan Amos. Nowhere Hurley can go, and there's now 2 away with Pierce Bennett up to bat.
Nice play by Safrowicz there. Ran in to get a ball that died in the air, took a couple hops in front of him. Had to react quickly to get that throw over with Amos running to first.
Tom Sox have scored a bunch of runs each of the last few times they've played the Turks. Turks come in second best earned run average in the league, trailing only Charlottesville. They're at 3.92. Charlottesville has allowed very few runs their last few games. -1 at Waynesboro's. First pitch is a breaking ball into Pierce Bennett for a strike. Tom Sox limited Front Royal to only 3 runs in 2 games over their doubleheader. Allowed 1 run in the 2 games before that against Stanton and Harrisburg. Next pitch misses for a ball. Allowed 5 or fewer runs in 6 of their last 7 games. Next pitch misses, a little low for a ball. 2-1 for Pierce Bennett. 2 away with a runner on second base being Jack Hurley.
That last pitch was close there by Whiteman. Trying to get that outside bottom corner. Just couldn't quite get it.
Tom Sox offense hasn't quite been where they've been the last few games. Scored double-digit runs 6 of the last 10 games. Scored 7 each of the 2 games against Front Royal. 7-inning games. Have not played a 9-inning game since they lost to Waynesboro a week from today. Lost 9-0. Their first 9-inning shutout since 2018. Pierce Bennett will take that one first strike. But other than that, they've been 17-3 their last 20 games. And that's pretty much as hot as you can get in summer ball.
Oh, I agree. The Sox are definitely hot, David. But like you said, they've been scoring runs on runs on runs. So I'm sure they forgot pretty quickly about that 9-0 shutout against Waynesboro, especially with the couple run rules in games following.
Their last game to be between more than 4 runs was a 7-6 walk-off win over Harrisonburg on July 7th. They've either won or lost against Stanton the game after that, as that ball hit out to right field. Right fielder Sweeney tracking it, and he gets under it. So that'll end the inning for Charlottesville. Gets 1 runner on second base, but can't capitalize. Sox Trucks lead by 2 as we head to the 7th. 9-1-2 batters due up for Harrisonburg in the top of the 7th inning. Robert Curbelo, the designated hitter, will lead it off against Andrew Ward back out for his 2nd inning. Had a big threat from Harrisonburg in that 6th inning, but a big double play from Garrett Spikes was able to get him out with only run in as he takes the first pitch in the zone for a strike. Spikes caught a liner out to him and then ran over and tagged first base before the batter Bryce Safferwich was able to tag up as that pitch is fouled away from Curbelo. Curbelo now 1 for 12 on the season for Harrisonburg, playing his 7th game with Harrisonburg. So the Turks have a number of guys who've been here all season. That pitch bounces right in front of the plate, so count will go 1-1. Harrisonburg has had a number of guys who have been their core all season long, but they have a couple of new guys coming in for this stretch run as well. And Michael Rosario being out has to be a big hit to their offense as well. Didn't play that last game against Charlottesville, but batted over 500 in the previous 6 meetings as a swing through that one by Curbelo will put him down for the first strikeout of the inning for Andrew Ward.
You mentioned Rosario. Here. Batting second baseman number 1, Clay Lockett.
You mentioned Rosario, David, the prospect, University of Miami. Anytime you're missing a Power 5 player, can be a big hit to your lineup in summer ball.
Rosario was really lights out against Charlottesville at the plate this season. Batted .524. It's 11 for 21 in his 6 games against Charlottesville. 3 home runs, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs. As the first pitch against Clay Lockett is popped out to second baseman Will Safford. Quick 2 batters away for Andrew Ward here in the 7th.
Yeah, nice play by Safford there, very fast. If you had a camera, it'd be hard to catch up with him running after that ball, but he did a nice job making the play out there in shallow center.
Safford came on in the 5th inning as a defensive replacement for Zach Lemus. Safford out of LSU, Baton Rouge kid. And Peyton Crispin will now come up for his 4th trip. Doubled in the 3rd inning as he takes and fouls that first pitch off. Doubled in the 3rd inning. Lined out in his first at-bat and grounded out in his 3rd. Crispin out of Oklahoma City. He's been struggling at the plate this year for Harrisonburg. Came into the game with a .205 batting average, .250 slugging, and .285 on base percentages. Matthew Pierman will check something quick with his partner in crime.
Think we should put a conference limit on the umpires, David? Speed this thing up a little bit?
Yeah, as long as they get the calls right, I'm not going to complain. They've been pretty good about it today. Couple calls that could have gone either way, but can't really complain with how they're doing with 2 umpires tonight.
Oh, I agree with you there. Very consistent calls all night.
Peyton Crispin, the batter. Andrew Ward, the pitcher, and Wyatt Langford behind the plate. Langford's done a good job stopping a few wild pitches from these Tom Sox pitchers, and now Ward's settling in and gets the second batter in the order for Harrisonburg. Pitch from Ward just hits the bottom side of the zone. Now count goes 0-2 on Crispin.
Nice pitch from Ward there, showing off his speed. It's what he's been known for this season.
Ward has a sign, now delivers. Pitch goes high. First ball of the at-bat. Now 1-2. VCU against Oklahoma City here. So Tom Sox and the Turks are facing off. That pitch fouled off onto the left side. Count will stay 1-2. 2 outs in the inning, nobody on. Strikeout from Robert Curbelo started the inning, and then a fly out to second base by Clay Lockett added the second out. The 1-2 pitch from Ward. Hit over to second base. Safford fields. Throws over to first. And another nice 1-2-3 inning for Ward. So another Tom Sox bullpen pitcher to settle in after a tough first inning. Tom Sox have a 1-2-3 frame. Good at stretch time. Leading by 2. Back here at Crutchfield Park, past the 7th inning stretch. Brett Whiteman out for his 5th inning of work, sort of acting as a secondary starter for Harrisonburg as he's pitching at a pitch count as a normal starter would for the Turks. Limited the Tom Sox so far, only 1 hit since he came into the ballgame. They had 5 previously, and no runs have scored since. Eddie Eisert will now come into the game for Charlottesville. His first at-bat of the ballgame. And for Adam Cesari, who finishes his game 1 for 1 with 2 walks. So scored a run. Stole a base.
Eisert's a Northern Virginia native. He actually drives down here every day to come play for the Sox, David. I can't imagine doing that.
Could imagine doing 4 hours a day of driving, as that is a nice play made by the second baseman, Lockett. Underhands it over to, or it was the first baseman, McNeely, who ranged over to make the play and tossed it over to the pitcher, Whiteman. So 1 quick out for Charlottesville in the 7th inning as Turks defense makes up for those errors early in the game, and Wyatt Langford now up. Eisert's the 4th Tom Sox player to sub in on the day, and he is 0 for 1, probably his last at-bat of the day. As Langford takes the first pitch in the zone for a strike. Next pitch just misses out of the zone. Dropped by the catcher, walks, but no big deal. Nobody on base, and Langford will step it back in the box to take the 1-1 pitch from Brett Whiteman. Mentioned he's been outstanding, Brendan. What's been working for him today?
Oh, well, I'd say it was that double for him. Really got him in a groove. I believe also scored an RBI as well, David. So anytime you can do that, it's going to boost the confidence. But also we can talk about his defensive play as well. I can't remember a single pass ball or wild pitch from a Tom Sox pitcher, and Langford's been back behind the plate.
Took that last pitch for a ball. Now takes the next one down for a ball as well. Last pitch was outside. This one goes low. Now 3-1. Brett Whiteman's been outstanding. Tom Sox scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second off of their starter Adam Riggleman. Since they've scored nothing. Been outscored 2-0. Turks have scored 1 in the third, 1 in the 6th, and that ball goes high. So 4th walk of the day for Brett Whiteman, and Tom Sox have a 1-out base runner in Wyatt Langford. Garrett Spikes now the batter for Charlottesville. 0 for 3 on the day. Line out, fly out, and a ground out. Pretty good out distribution here. Looking to not add the 4th there, and looking to get on base and maybe even drive a run in or 2.
Yeah, like you said, Spikes is looking to avoid the wrong type of cycle tonight.
Takes the first pitch high. Count goes 1-0. Spike's 6th on the lineup today, where he's been a lot of the season. And he hits that one high out to center field, popped up. Connor Hardigan is under it, and he has it for the second out of the inning. Wyatt Langford will stay where he is at first base. And now Cam Guidry, or Braylon Skinner, will come up for the 4th time tonight. Skinner reached on an error, walked, and grounded out on the day. Was stranded in the 5th after a great double play by Harrisonburg. So 2 flyouts to center field plus a little line out and a ground out for Spikes on the day. Not what he's looking for. But Skinner has a chance to get on base, as he's done a lot this season, as he takes the first pitch in the zone for a strike.
Yeah, you mentioned Skinner was left stranded earlier. He did score in the 2nd inning, though, off of a couple errors. Look for him to try to get on again. Probably the Sox most aggressive base runner as well.
Takes that ball down low. Count goes 1-1. Skinner has not stolen a base on the day, but he has stolen a couple on the season. Stolen 4 bases in 5 games for the Tom Sox this season. Stole 6 all of his season at Mississippi State, he was an on and off starter as he swings through fastball up in the zone for second strike of the at bat. Skinner stole 6 bases on the season for Mississippi State, played in 50 games, started 21 of them. Right around half and half for the national champion Mississippi State Bulldogs. Did make 43 outs on the field, so as we mentioned, a plus-plus defender out there as a 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Looked like he was about to swing and miss, but just got that one off the end of the bat. He stays alive for another pitch.
Yeah, David, you mentioned Skinner's defensive efforts and his abilities. That's one of the things I'm sure he's here to work on this summer with Charlottesville is his offense. That's why he's still in there trying to get at-bats, more experience, get a better eye for the ball.
Batted .205 on the year for Mississippi State. 301 slugging percentage, 333 on base percentage, walked 12 times. Was hit by 4 pitches. So far, 308 on the season for Charlottesville. He's 0 for 2 today, reached on an error and walked as he swings and misses. And another good inning put up by Brett Whiteman. He's through 5 scoreless. Tom Sox lead by 2. We head to the 8th.
Complete innings of play. The score remains here, Tom Sox.
Top of the 8th here at Crutchfield Park. Andrew Ward out back here, his 3rd inning of work. 1-2-3 frame last time. Strikeout, flyout, and a ground out. He faces Logan McNeely to lead off the 8th inning, who is walked, hit by a pitch, and flew out. Although it could certainly have been a double or a triple, but an outstanding catch from Braylon Skinner was the 3rd out in that inning. Takes the first pitch for a ball, next pitch from Ward, fouled away off the screen.
Tell you what, David, that play seems like a long time ago. Now that sign's missing out in center field, you reminded me all about it.
And knocked that 365 sign off of the center field fence. Has yet to be seen since.
That's fine. We'll tell them the park's bigger than it really is.
400 feet out to center field in Harrisonburg. So a decent difference here as he takes the next pitch outside for 2-1. Two one-run innings for the Turks after their 2-run first. Tom Sox have not scored since the 2nd inning. It's a 6-4 ball game. It's a 2-1 count now on number 3 hitter Logan McNeely. Takes that one down low for a ball. Count now goes 3-1. Breaking ball missing a little bit for Ward.
Yeah, he seems the most confident when he has his speed going low in the strike zone. Definitely his bread and butter. Just like
fouled
you see
away
there.
once again. That was a good pitch. Probably would have been a called strike, but able to get the end of the bat on it is McNeely. And now a full count on the leadoff batter of the inning. End of the day, 289. 0 for 1 today, but has walked and hit by a pitch, as I mentioned. 447 on base percentage, which, other than Michael Rosario, who's currently injured, is the best on the team. Takes that one down low and inside for a ball. First walk of the day for Andrew Ward.
That could be costly, though, David. Allowing that leadoff runner on, especially with this tight of a game in the 8th inning, that could be crucial when it comes down to the end.
Second time this game the Tom Sox have allowed the leadoff runner to reach base. Both of those have been under Andrew Ward. Leadoff single by Connor Hardigan in the 6th, and now that leadoff walk as Hardigan now steps to the plate for his 4th trip today. Little nubber over to Ward. He throws over to first. Low throw, but Spikes is able to handle it, and I think he tagged Hardigan out there before he got on base. Little bobble there, but gets McNeely over to second base with 1 out as Jordan Sweeney, Ward number 32, as I can confirm this time, is now up to bat.
Nice play there by Ward. You could tell he looked over at second to see if he could try and get the double play. Wasn't going to happen, so he took the sure route.
Fielding his position there is Ward. Now faces Sweeney, who has gotten on base by a single all 3 times. Fouls the first pitch back off the side of the bat.
Yeah, if Ward is able to retire Sweeney here, that would be huge. Definitely the Turks' most intimidating batter this evening.
Sweeney has come up with a runner in scoring position 2 of his 3 innings so far. Has an RBI in 2 of those 3. Two of those 3 trips in which he's had a runner in scoring position. Takes the second batter in for a strike.
Nice pitch there by Ward. That fastball low in the zone.
Sweeney 3 for 3, looking to make it 4 for 4 against Andrew Ward. Runner on second base. That ball is hit over to third base. Won't do it. That ball thrown over to first, and there's 2 away. Is no chance for McNeely to advance.
McNeely was definitely thinking about it, but Bennett over at third base stared him down and then threw Sweeney out with a nice throw over to first.
That ball hit right over to third base. Stepping on the bag actually was Pierce Bennett, although doesn't do any good as there's no force play. That brings up Bryce Safrowicz, who reached on a single his last time out, was doubled off in that line-out double play by Garrett Spikes. Takes the first pitch, a breaking ball down and inside for ball 1.
Another nice block there by Langford, 3rd of the inning. Able to keep the ball in front of him and keep McNeely over at second instead of advancing to third.
Certainly was not a bad pitch. Just couldn't get Safrowicz. Next one, swing and a miss. Looked like a similar pitch. That one just got right through his bat.
Yeah. That's what Ward's looking for.
Andrew Ward, 2 strikeouts so far on the night. Primarily a strikeout pitcher is Ward, although today it's been mostly groundouts.
You mentioned a strikeout pitcher, 25 on the year, and 11 2/3 coming into this one.
Make that 27 with the 2 today. Ball goes inside. Count goes 2-1 now. 2 outs, runner on second, 2-1 count. Bryce Safrowicz at the plate. Another grounder over to third base. Pierce Bennett throws over to first. Tagged out by Garrett Spikes. And a nice inning for Andrew Ward. Leadoff batter reaches, but 3 straight groundouts limit them. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Tom Sox look to add some runs, up by 2. Back here at Crutchfield Park, Brett Whiteman's day is done after an outstanding outing. Five innings, 1 hit, no earned runs. Walked 4, none of them were able to do anything, though, and he struck out 2. Sort of acting as that second starter for Harrisonburg on the day after Adam Riggleman struggled out of the gate. New arm on the game for Harrisonburg is Nick Borick out of Eastern Kentucky. 14 innings on the season, 4.5 ERA. Allowed 7 hits, 9 walks, and struck out 17 in his 7 appearances. 9.95 ERA, however, in 8 appearances this year for the Hilltoppers. 6.1 innings, only 20.2 career innings, 20 2/3 career innings for Eastern Kentucky. 21 career strikeouts, a .318 opponent batting average. So looking to lock it down here for Harrisonburg and stop the Tom Sox's threat so they can score a couple in the top of the 9th. But Cam Guidry will lead it off for Charlottesville. Grounded into that double play in the 5th inning, his first time up. Now looks to do something. Been in a bit of a slump has Guidry since he had a 11-game hit streak earlier in the year. Takes the first pitch way inside, had to move out of the way for a ball. Mentioned Whiteman in an outstanding outing. What was working for him there, Brendan?
Oh, I would say just consistency on the mound. He didn't have a ton of strikeouts, like you said, but keeping that ball low in the zone forced a lot of ground outs. And some good defensive plays by the Harrisonburg infielders really helped him out and keep the Sox at bay.
Another pitch inside. 2-0. Borick looking for the sign. Now he throws. Ball just hits the inside corner. Count goes 2-1.
Borick's definitely been looking for that inside half of the plate. You saw that first pitch bit way outside, but he's been able to tone it in a little bit and find that part of the plate.
Mentioned those groundouts for Whiteman, had 8 on the day. Really helped him get out of jams. That includes that one double play, which limited the biggest threat he had on the day of a Braylon Skinner runner. Also had one runner and Jack Hurley get to third, but no damage there. It's a 3-1 pitch. Goes inside, and Guidry, the leadoff batter, is on with a walk.
Yeah, those pitches higher and inside. So at least 3 of those in the at-bat. Borick's not off to a good start for the Turks. But the Sox do have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 8th.
Leadoff batter reached once in those 5 innings under Whiteman. That was that single by Hurley. He got to third there. Or single by Castillo, excuse me. Got to third, but no damage. Hurley came in the following half inning as Will Safford, the next batter, takes a strike in the corner. Hurley would be the next batter. He will be the next batter, in fact. Amos waits in the hole. Hurley walked his first time up. For Safford, he grounded out second base his first time up. Made a couple good plays in the field as he takes that one outside for a ball.
Borick looks a lot more comfortable facing a left-handed hitter in Safford.
Mentioned those 6 lefties in the game now for Charlottesville, including Safford and Hurley, who came in as defensive subs, and Isert as well, who was a switch hitter. That ball, another one a little high and outside. Count goes 2-1.
I would think it's easier for Borick out on the mound as well. He loves that now outside half of the plate. Every single pitch has been out there. It looks like there's more space when he's up against a left-handed batter.
All 3 of the pitchers for Harrisonburg today have been righties. Borick, the 3rd pitcher on the day for the Turks. He sets and deals. Ball just a little outside. Count goes 3-1. Just missing a little bit with that fastball on the outside.
Yeah, the Tom Sox batter should be aware of where he's going to go almost every time now.
Trying to paint that corner that Matthew Pierman's called all night. He's been on and off, but consistent zone from Pierman's been hard for the pitchers to tame. That corner is hit that time. Down and outside. Count goes 3-2. Safford struck out 11 times on the season, walked 14. Facing a 3-2 count, one mutter on, nobody out. Bork fires, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball, got right by him. And the first out of the inning is Will Safford.
Batting for your Tom Sox, number 11, Jack Hurley.
So Jack Hurley, the next batter now. Came in the 5th inning for Victor Castillo after Castillo went 2 for 2 with a walk. Hurley, as I mentioned, walked his first time, stole second base, but was left stranded after a ground out in a flyout in the 6th. First strikeout of the day, 18th on the season for Borek. Faces the second straight lefty in the order, as the catcher, Justin Wax, will now come up to meet with him. Looks like a little confusion with the signs here. Mentioned Wax is only playing his second game with the Turks, so still getting used to some of the signs that head coach Bob Weiss, pitching coach Larry Erbaugh use in this Harrisonburg Turks system. Erbaugh, his first season as the pitching coach here in Harrisonburg. George Lass was the old pitching coach in Harrisonburg the last couple seasons. Lass, former manager of the Stanton Braves, now managing his first season for Strasburg, who leads the Valley League North standings. Lost last night in a run roll game to the Winchester Royals, however. Hurley takes the 1-0 pitch out, and they get Guidry stealing easily for the second out of the inning. Pitch out worked to perfection there, and Guidry got a late jump, couldn't convert, and good tag there by the shortstop Bryce Safrowicz as well.
Like you mentioned, David, a late jump there by Guidry out of first, but walks there, one hop to the shortstop there. I have a feeling if Guidry was able to get off to a good start, get a good jump, he could have gotten there and beaten the tag.
Tom Sox now 4 for 5 stealing on the day. That ball goes way outside. Count goes 2-0 on Jack Hurley. Lefty out of Virginia Tech. Mentioned he's a second-team freshman All-American by College Baseball Nation. Not a bad season at all for the Hokies. Next pitch from Borek. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2-1. Swung right through that one. Looked like a home run swing there from Hurley. Just wasn't able to cover it. Of course,
the two pitches Borek has finally put in the middle of the plate. Both Safford and Hurley have swung and missed.
Of course, Virginia Tech, known for their hammer celebration after their home runs, became popular over the internet this year. As a Virginia student myself, sitting next to another Virginia student, might say it's a little borrowed from the football team, but leave that up to interpretation.
David, I'll just say go Hoos, and we'll leave it at that.
Brennan Farrell, punter on the Virginia football team with me. This is David Argo. I won't mention it again, as a swing through from Jack Hurley goes 3-2.
Are you going to give yourself some credit, Mr. Behind the Camera, for all UVA sports that you could think of? Baseball, softball?
My first game here up in the broadcast booth, doing play-by-play for the Tom Sox. For the first time in my 5 seasons here. Thanks to Drew Goodman for giving me the opportunity as Hurley swings through that one. And that is second strikeout of the inning for Nick Borek. He's through 1 scoreless. One last chance for the Turks. Top of the 9th coming up. New pitcher in the game for Charlottesville as Andrew Ward's day is done. 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. 1 walk, 2 Ks for the lefty out of ECU. Now righty for Charlottesville is Carter Spivey. Out of East Carolina, making his first appearance in almost 2 weeks for the Tom Sox, but has been good on the season for Charlottesville. Leads the team among active players in saves with 2. Looking to lock up his third here today. 2.77 ERA, 13 innings, 15 Ks, and only 4 earned runs. New catcher in the game as well is Cooper Engel out of Clemson. Engel has missed most of the season with a finger injury. 1 at-bat in the first game of the season, but came back yesterday as a sub in both games and now subbing in today. Out of Clemson.
Those final numbers shoot for Andrew Ward. 3 innings pitched, 42 pitches, 28 of them strikes, and a couple strikeouts as well.
So Spivey will look for his third save of the season, as I mentioned.
Yeah, with Spivey coming in to look for him to bring the heat. That's what he's known for in this Tom Sox organization.
Mentioned he pitched against Harrisonburg back on the 7th at home. Spivey deals. First pitch is up and out. Ball 1. Engel making his third appearance behind the dish. All 3 have come in those last 2 days. DH his first game with the Sox. Another pitch, same location, 2-0. And Engel now in for Wyatt Langford, who finishes his day 1 for 2, 2 walks. 5th sub of the day for the Tom Sox as well. Another pitch, same location, now count 3-0. On the leadoff batter for the Turks in this inning, Justin Walks.
Spivey just needs to get a little more control of that fastball, bring it into the zone. The speed is definitely there. Just need a little more control.
Walks 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Singled back at the 4th. 3-0 pitch. Same location, misses again, and a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning for Carter Spivey. So Walks will walk for the first time today. That'll bring up Frederick Walter, who is 0 for 3 on the day, lined into that double play back in the 6th inning. Leadoff batter on for the 2nd straight inning by a walk. Tom Sox have only walked 2 batters today. Now make that 3 with that Spivey walk. First pitch to the righty, Walter, is in there for a strike on the inside corner. Looks a lot more comfortable facing the righty so far.
Yeah, looks very satisfied with that pitch, like you mentioned, David, but also finally found that corner. It's what he was looking for with the last batter, just too high and out of the zone.
That ball bounced over to second base, to third for 1, to first, can't get him. So they'll settle for the 5-4 fielder's choice, but Frederick Walter will now be on base with 1 out. Robert Corbello, now the hitter, 0 for 3 today, 1 for 13 on the season. Turks have had to bring a couple of these replacements in, as we've mentioned, with Michael Rosario, their top hitter, going down, as well as a couple of others departing, including Austin Mueller, former Tom Sox player, by the way, part of that 2019 championship run. Spivey looks in at the righty. First pitch, same spot as that first pitch in the last batter, inside corner for a strike. Pierman's been calling that spot all night, as we mentioned, and Spivey now using that to his advantage.
Cabrelo's got a little bit of an old-fashioned look to him. No gloves, got the chain hanging out. Love to see it.
Ball player. Hits that one off the end of the bat to the third baseman, Bennett. Throw over to first. 2 away.
Nice play by Bennett there, running in to get his short chopper. Gets the second out of the inning, and now we're just 1 out away from another Sox victory.
It'll be up to the leadoff batter, Clay Lockett, to extend this game for Harrisonburg. Down 6-4 in the ninth inning. Tom Sox have not scored since the second. Turks scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the sixth. Tom Sox and Turks bullpens have both been strong. Brett Whiteman was outstanding for Harrisonburg, 5 scoreless after Adam Riggleman struggled. Allowed those 6 runs, 3 earned. Spivey's first pitch to the righty is grounded over to the third baseman Bennett, called foul. Count will go 0-1. Hit inside the batter's box.
Looks like all the Sox infielders are ready to pounce on that one in the game. Just couldn't quite get it there. Lockett just hit it right in front of him. But good news for the Sox. Lockett's 0-4 on the night. So if they want anyone up to bat, it's him.
Not what you want from your leadoff hitter if you are Harrisonburg. Peyton Crispin would be on deck if Clay Lockett is to get on base here. Spivey staring. Lockett just waiting to get ready. Steps out and will reset. Mentioned the Tom Sox will travel to Waynesboro tomorrow. Final road game of the regular season, 7 o'clock first pitch against the Generals. Then the Generals will travel to Charlottesville on Friday for the final game of the regular season. There'll be Women in Sports Night here on Friday. Spivey deals. Same spot in the inside corner. Count goes 0-2. For the Turks, they have 3 games remaining. Doubleheader against Stanton at home on Thursday. 5 o'clock first pitch for the first game. And then travel to Stanton for the final game. 7:30 first pitch. So 3 more games, all against the Braves. All for the marbles in the playoff standings. Spivey looks in. Facing Clay Lockett, the second baseman. He's set. The pitch from the right-hander is down and out. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Man, I was ready for a strike 3 there, David. Crowd got me into it, clapping it up. Trying to get that last strike.
You'll have to wait 1 more pitch as Charlottesville is getting close to closing this one out. 2-run lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Carter Spivey looks. He deals. That ball hit out to right field. Amos tracking it. And the Tom Sox win. Another win for Charlottesville, 6-4 over the Harrisonburg Turks. Carter Spivey gets his 3rd save of the season. The Tom Sox move to 29-9 on the season. Harrisonburg falls to 18-19. Now just a half game ahead of Waynesboro for with second place in the South Division. But Brendan, just an overall well-played game for Charlottesville.
Yeah, 6 runs in the first 2 innings. That really got them off to a good start. But then relievers for the Sox would come in, limit any potential damage from Harrisonburg. Good defensive play as well. Was able to limit the Turks from having any big runs. Overall, a well-earned victory.
Tom Sox bullpen was outstanding, allowing just 2 earned runs in 7 innings. After Mason Delane made his debut, allowed 2 in his 2 innings. For the Turks, Brett Whiteman, the highlight of the game, 5 scoreless innings, 1 hit after Adam Riggleman struggled out of the gate. Tom Sox scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second. Turks scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the seventh, and the Tom Sox wrap up a 6-4 victory here at home. Extend their winning streak to 5 games. Turks will fall, as I mentioned, to 18-19, just a half game ahead of Stanton for second place in the South Division. This South Division race is really going to get crazy.
Oh, yeah. Not for the Sox, but for everyone else. So it'll be interesting to see who Charlottesville lines up against come Saturday night for Game 1 of the playoffs.
Remaining in the South Division, Harrisonburg and Stanton will face off 3 more times this season. Stanton sits 4th place in the division, 17-19 entering today. Tom Sox and Waynesboro will face off 2 more times this year. Generals sit 18-20, 10.5 games, now 11.5 games back of Charlottesville. But they took the game from Charlottesville last time. What do you hope to see from Charlottesville this next game?
Well, I think they need to get off to a good start. You know, last time the Sox gave up 6 runs in the first inning alone in Waynesboro. I think if they're able to get in there, keep the ball game close in the beginning, Coach Kohler will rotate some batters in to get some more experience, and I think the Sox will be able to pull out another victory.
Final lines, Harrisonburg, 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. Charlottesville, 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Final score, 6-4. This will do it for us from Crutchfield Park. We'll see you back here on Friday against Waynesboro. Travel to Waynesboro tomorrow if you want, and we'll see you there. For Brendan Farrell, this is David Argo saying so long from Crutchfield Park. This broadcast is courtesy of the Charlottesville Tom Sox. We hope to see you on Friday. If not, have a good night.